You're on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crochet Jam. So what Crochet Jam is an opportunity to be in a safe environment where you're not being told what to do and you're not being judged by what you create. That's a total purpose. Now, I'm using the folk art tradition of rag rug making to be the conduit for that experience. So we're not focusing on the finished product. There's no focus on a finished product. Whatever you create during this event, you just accept it as it is, because these are your colors and you select the patterns and it's bound to be beautiful. But again, it's not, we're trying to make a scarf or a rag rug or a pot holder. What we're working on is to have an experience where you allow the material to inform you about what it wants to become. So it's a process of letting go of expectations. It's a process of allowing whatever happens within the context of the event to occur, and you are a witness to that. You are the conduit for that experience. So after I show you how to crochet, right, it's a learning curve is very short. Then the rest of the time, I will be the facilitator for the event, but I am not dictating the creative process. Whatever the material wants to become, you allow that to happen. Now, sometimes you're gonna like what you're making. Hello there, Isaac, how are you? And sometimes you're not gonna like what you're making. The goal is to be calm. Whether you like it, you're still calm. Whether you don't like it, you're still calm. Whatever you make, you just accept it. So first, I'm just going to show you the technique, and all you have to do is just watch. For the first few minutes, you're just going to watch, and then I'm going to go back and explain, and then we'll do it together. But for now, I'm just going to ask you just to watch, okay? And then after I will say I'm done, and then you can ask questions, and then I'll go through a verbal description of what I'm doing. But first, it's all going to be in silence, and all you have to do is just watch. Okay. So now So now I'll go, unless you have any questions, I'll start with I'll add the verbal context to it. Okay. So we're just going to make a loop. This is the first loop on your finger, which will be acting as a hook, right? So the first loop. So we're going to wrap it over so that you have a short piece and a long piece, and they cross over. A short piece and a long piece, and they just cross over. You know, so it doesn't have to be very long. It can be pretty short, you know, and it just crosses over like this. So take it to the very end of your strip of fabric, to the very end, and then just cross it over. And then tie a knot at the bottom. So you're going to tie a knot like you tie a shoestring at the bottom, and you're going to keep your loop. So you're just tying a knot at the bottom. So I'll do that again, huh? So you're gonna cross it over, and you have a short strip and a long strip. And you're gonna tie a knot with the short strip into the loop. So you got one knot, a double knot, and two knots. So all you have is a loop. So you gotta make sure you hold the loop, huh? You know, don't worry, I'm here to help you, so don't worry about it. Don't, you know. So, you know.
Thank God, yeah. Love.
Sylvester, that's correct. You know, so I'll show you again. Right?
Got it.
All you gotta do is just cross it over, okay, and then tie a knot at the bottom. See how I'm keeping the loop and tying a knot down here. So you know, so Kimberly, hold it up a little higher so I can see so I can help you, right? So you cross it over, that's correct, and then just tie a knot at the bottom.
Is this right?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. And then tie a knot at the bottom.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's correct. Keep going, Kimberly. Don't worry about it. Just keep going and tie a knot there. Yeah, right there at the very bottom. Is it bib?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. As long as there's a knot at the bottom.
Okay.
Like you're tying a shoestring, you know. So tie it like you tie the knot at the bottom, like you tie your shoestring. And well, most people are still wearing shoes with strings on them. Sometimes they're all slip-ons, right? That's correct, Kimberly.
Okay.
Isaac, how are you doing?
Gotta get my fingers out the way.
So keep the loop. Get tight. So pull it a little tighter, Kimberly.
Okay.
Okay.
Pull the knot a little tighter. There you go. Okay. All right. So good. So we all have our loops, right?
Okay.
Now, at the end of so everyone go to the very end of your fabric.
Okay.
All right. Now here, you're gonna tie on another strip of fabric, any color, any pattern you want. So just pick a strip of fabric that you like. These are all your choices, and then tie a double knot. So you just tie it together, like you tie your shoestring in the same way without the bow. Don't worry about it. It's fabric. You can't hurt it. There you go, and and pull it tight, and then tie on another one. So keep going to the end and tie on another strip of fabric. Don't worry about how it looks. No, just let go of how it looks. These are all your colors. It's bound to be beautiful. And you tie on another one. Can you see that? Can you see me? Just right. So see how random it is, right? So we're not following any pattern. There are no rules. you know, if you wanted to make a rag rug or a pot holder or whatever, those videos are on YouTube. But for right now, we're just going to be liberated from having to follow any instructions, any pattern. Once I stop talking, you'll be able to. Once I teach you all that I know, and it won't be long, then the fabric will be your teacher, right? Right. So make it pretty long. Make your strip of fabric pretty long,
Okay.
right? And just keep going.
Just keep adding?
Yeah, add about 3 or 4 strips of fabric.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't worry about how it looks. So, and then I'll show you the next step. And there's only 2 more steps left, actually. So you're halfway there. You're halfway there, believe it or not. Okay. Okay. So does everybody have is everyone pretty happy with their strips of fabric so far?
Yes.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me show you how to turn this into a chain of loops. So you have your first loop like this, right?
Okay.
Right? And you put your index finger through the loop. And this is going to act as a hook, right? You see that? Now, you're just gonna grab your fabric pretty close to the edge of that, right? And you're just gonna lay it over the top. See that? Correct. So
One more time, please.
Okay, I'll be happy to. So here's my finger, here's my loop. I put my finger through the loop, right? And then I lay fabric over the finger as well. Okay, correct. Right? Now you see here is the loop. You see the loop there on the end? You bring that loop over and pull it through. And you have another loop.
Oh.
So you pull the fabric over, through the loop. May I show you again?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So here's my finger and my fabric. See the loop there? Right? And then I hold the loop, and then I lay fabric over the top. Right? So here is the loop, and you pinch it and you pull it through. And you have another loop.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Okay, that's correct. But keep your Kimberly, keep your finger in the loop. See what I'm doing? Do that. Correct. Right? So now so this is your loop again. Hold it with your thumb and then lay fabric over again. And then pull the loop over the top. Don't worry about how it looks, just pull it over the top. Correct. Keep your finger in there. See this? See where your finger is? Keep your finger in there. Don't worry about how it looks. Now, right? Yeah. So see how close I am to the. You don't want it to be too far. You don't want it big. You want it just a little bit so your finger can fit in there. Great. Now just keep going. Keep going. Right? Loop after loop after loop. Just keep going. All right. Tell me if I go too fast. I'll slow it down and do it again for you. Don't worry about how it looks. You have your loop. You hold the loop. Put fabric over your finger and pull the loop over the fabric, and keep going. Don't worry about how it looks. You can hum your favorite song if you want. And just keep going. Right? And after a while, you'll have a chain of loops like this. So make that chain as long as you want. Right? Just let your mind just calm down and relax, and just let it just make the loops. Yes, And now, with this technique, if you figure out a better technique that one works for you, then do that. If this works for you, then keep doing it. If you want to change the technique for now, that's fine. But the goal is just to have really a long chain of loops, you know. And if you want to, you can try doing this with your eyes closed.
Yeah, that works too. Now, what about the knot? When I get to the knot, you still
Keep going.
keep going.
I got to the end.
Add more fabric.
Okay.
Right. So we want to have a pretty long chain of loops, and then we'll stop in a few minutes, and then I'll show you the last technique, and then after this, the fabric is it will be your teacher, right? So this is called single stitch crochet.
Mhm.
But with the next technique, you'll see why it's liberating. So you'll understand more once I show you why Crochet Jam is what it is. Once we get to the next step, and it'll make a lot more sense then. Well, I hope it's making sense now, but
I'm getting it.
okay.
Like it's like knitting,
Like knitting with, it's a form of weaving.
Yeah.
Knitting requires 2 knitting needles.
Yeah, it requires the needles, but it has the same the feeling vibe,
Concept, yes, no doubt
Yeah.
about it. I think crochet was before knitting. It's because usually you do it with a hook. But
Yeah.
since we don't have hooks, we're going to use our fingers. Okay, so make a few more loops, and then we're going to move on. Okay. Okay. So are we ready?
Interesting. Look at this.
Good.
So
One half their piece.
if I haven't got to the end yet,
No, that's fine. Don't go to the end. Stop right there.
okay.
Yeah. Then you'll understand why in a moment.
Okay.
Okay, so like we did before, I'm just going to show you this in silence, and then I'll go back and explain. But I just want you to watch. That way, you'll if you're having to do what I'm doing while I'm showing you, it's more complex. It's easier just to show you and then go back and explain. Okay.
Can't see you too close.
Is that better?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so now you're ready? Okay, so now with your finger, on the loop, right? So this is the first loop that you did. Your first loop. Okay, your first loop. There you go. So so you gotta have some fabric at the very end. So if you don't have fabric on the very end, tie some on. If you don't have any fabric at the very end, please tie some more on.
So if I stopped, right here, do I get my finger out and put it in the beginning of the loop?
You go right, you take your finger out and go to the very first loop you made.
Oh, okay. So I go back to the beginning.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay, good. Okay, now, see, you already have one loop on your finger. right? So you have all of these loops, correct? You see them? Now you get to choose any loop on your chain that you like.
Okay.
Not what I like, not what anybody else likes, but what you like. So go all the way down your chain and pick out one that you like. You know, it could be here, it could be in the middle, you know, it could be near the end, anywhere on your chain. Find a loop that you like. So there's, you know, there's 1, 2, 3, and you put that one on your finger.
Okay.
Right? Is that too close? So now you got 2 loops on your finger, correct?
Oh.
So you could go anywhere. You can find
yeah.
any loop.
Any
and
loop.
Put it. Oh, okay.
Right? Great. So you got 2 loops. Now at the very end of your string, there's a fabric that's not looped. You go to the end of it, right? And you just wrap it over the top.
Okay.
So you don't want to go to the very end. Go to the top of it, and then just lay it over the top.
Oh, you lay it over the top.
Yeah, over top of your finger. So you got 2 loops and a strip of fabric.
Is it the last loop of before the fabric?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And now,
I'm lost.
Sorry. Since you have, see, there's 2 loops here. You take those loops and pull them over the fabric. So 1 goes over, and then 2 goes over. And I still have a loop on my finger. So take the 2 loops and pull them over your finger. So this is the last step. It's a little more complicated, but it's
you still have the last loop you had on your finger, right?
correct.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Okay. So I just take, for the third piece, I just take whatever point.
Whatever color you have at the very end. Right.
Okay.
You just lay that strip of fabric over your thumb. So I'll show you one more time. Here's my loop. And here's another loop on my chain. And I got 2 loops.
Yeah.
2 loops, right? And then I add more fabric. And I go to the top and I just lay it over. So this is the fabric, right? And these are the loops. So you grab both of those loops and you pull your finger through.
So you grab the second loop and pull over the last one?
The second and the first loop.
Oh, you take all of it and you pull it
right?
over.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
You pull free all the way.
Pull it. No, you keep your finger in, but you pull I'll show you. Here's my loop on my finger. Here's a loop that I like, and I put them on there, right? And there's 2 loops here.
Yeah.
And then I lay the fabric over the top of my finger.
Yes.
And then I grab the 2 loops and pull my finger through. All right. So Bib, show me one more time. Show me your, and you just keep going.
Oh, okay.
So keep going, grab.
So you gotta have a, you know, so you want the loop not to be long. You want it to be a little closer to your finger.
Okay, I think I need just to start over. So this is my last, I'm gonna get my very first loop first, which is here.
Yes.
And then I grab the loop of, I have this loose, the last fabric.
No, first, no, you have one loop on your finger, and then on your chain, you find another loop that you like on that chain.
Yes, I have it. Okay, I found that one and I put it here. Yes, correct.
Correct.
And then I grab the loop on the last, where there is the rest of the.
Not the loop.
Or just the fabric.
Just the fabric. And
okay.
And then you lay the fabric.
But I have a question though.
Yes.
Because I did that loop, it's not, the last loop, it's not tied. Should I tie it before? Otherwise...
You can do that later if you like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's always the loops in between on, right? You can.
Okay.
You don't worry about it.
Okay, then I bring it here. It's right
Yes,
here on the finger.
yes.
And then I get these two. I pull them. One goes in, and this one here as well. The two.
Correct.
And then that goes inside.
Right. And you right. So and make them a little closer together.
Okay.
If you get too many strings out there, it gets complicated.
Okay, so
Yes.
I pull this here, this guy right here,
Yes.
and this two goes down. Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Right. So remember. So yeah. So just keep going inside your loop of your chain, your loop of your loops.
Yes.
Yes. So just keep going. Keep going.
Oh, I
Don't
see.
worry about how it looks.
Okay,
Just-
sounds
right?
good.
Right. So now, sometimes you're going to like what you're seeing, and sometimes you're not going to like it.
Okay.
But it will keep changing. Let it keep changing, and you just allow it to change.
Cool.
And whatever you create, you accept it.
Okay.
You know, so it's
like
you're making
porcupine
soft
now.
sculpture, and you've never done this before because usually you're
Yes.
following a pattern focused on making a finished product.
Yeah.
Right? So now you are moving toward the unknown because you don't know what you're making. So move toward the unknown calmly, with confidence.
Yeah.
Calmly, with confidence. And then the more you let go of trying to control the material, the more the material will reveal its secrets, and you will create something you've never seen before. Don't worry about how it looks, just keep going. So now, this is all that I know how to teach you. You know all that I know. Nothing more can I teach you. There are many types of crochet techniques, but you can learn those on your own. But for right now, we're just having an experience where you're not being told what to do and you're not being judged by what you create.
So at this point in time,
Yes,
I add
more-
yes, yes.
do I add more fabric or do I keep?
Yeah, add more fabric. It's going to change. It's going to keep
Okay.
changing, right? So
Okay.
it's like everything in life. Everything in life changes. And you either can watch it change and be detached, or you can be upset and bothered by it. But since these are all your colors, all your fabrics, accept it because it's beautiful.
Mhm.
You made it. It's beautiful. You know, so any loop you want, right? So these aren't the choices that I'm telling you to make. These are your choices. The fabric is your choice. The loop is your choice. What you make is up to the material. And then we'll see what we make near the end of our near the end of the event. But be as carefree as possible. Just don't worry about how it looks. If you want to, you get really comfortable with the idea of crocheting, close your eyes and just keep going. So I'm here to help you. But unless you have questions, I will not interrupt you.
The fabric.
So, and if you want to, you can take your finger with your loop and go right through the middle of what you create and put your finger right through the middle and lay fabric over it and drag it through. So, you can crochet off and make more loops, and then crochet the loops into your soft sculpture. So you can break the rules. You can make up your own rules.
Okay.
and don't be afraid to play. It's crucial that we play as we get older. It's crucial to our health that we're not so worried and concerned about the future, and that we play as adults. What's more important that we play as adults than I think that we play as children. Because as children, we're not concerned about what tomorrow may bring. Whereas as adults, we are much more aware of tomorrow. And just let your mind calm down. Let your mind just wind down and relax. You're not trying to force or control the material. You're just a conduit to allow the material to become whatever it wants to be. And you are a witness ready to accept whatever you create. There is no question about its beauty. These are all your choices. It's bound to be beautiful. Bound to be beautiful. Everyone looks so serious.
Determination.
Like, you know, I better not get my liberation messed up. I better you know.
This is interesting.
Okay, so we have about 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, because see how random it is. Yes, that's what. Yes, the more random, the more just like bizarre. Yes, because all the stuff behind me. I'm not sure if you can see behind me.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is created by the same technique that I'm showing you. Of course, my grandmother included quilting. She taught me how to quilt. So there's quilting techniques in this, along with sewing, but the majority of it is crocheting fabric. So that's what so all of that and all of this, and all of that.
Oh, wow. And you did all those with your finger?
No. I have a hook. I'm not that strong. I'm pretty tough, but I'm. I don't know if I could hold this these ceramics. You see them?
Oh yeah, I see it.
If I didn't use a hook, So they have to be. my hands aren't that tight, but my point of showing you is that out of what you're doing, you know, and in your own creativity, the more you're able to liberate the materials, the more you'll be able to create something you've never seen before. That's what this is about. It's just to give you, in whatever art form you work in, an opportunity to create something. Yes, Kimberly, to create something you haven't seen. That's a real miracle, to create something that no one has seen before.
It's right, and it's unique.
And yes, so what you're creating, it doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. What you have in your hand does not exist anywhere else. Bam. Like us. I mean, we don't exist anywhere else. There's no one else like us. No one. We all are unique. We are 1 in 400 million, 400 trillion, 400 trillion. Yeah.
Wow.
You do this with a smile.
Yes, you know, we all deserve to be happy, no doubt about it.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, now I know what I'm doing next with my daughters.
Yeah, well, yes, I mean, young people have no problem with it because when I do this with people,
it's actually amazing though.
Yes, they like it when adults aren't talking. Young people are like, an adult isn't talking? Oh, yeah, give me some of that. Like, you know.
Yes. Oh, wow.
So if you do have questions, you can find me on crochetjam.com or on Instagram at Crochet Jam. Just Crochet Jam, one word, Crochet Jam. And you can send me messages or have questions there. Yes.
So is this I see your work behind, and you feel like you have all these enormous, sculptures. So is this like the base, the fundamentals?
It's correct.
Of building?
Yes, this is what I've been doing for over 10 years.
Wow.
So what you see, what you're doing now is, you know, it's what I think about and what I go through when I'm in my studio. So I'm giving you my techniques of how I create, and, you know, letting go, accepting what happens, don't judge it, allow it to change. That's right. And then you create something no one has seen. So
do you ever think about anything like, oh, I dreamed of something, or it's a dream, let me make my dream into this? Anything that happens in that sense when you create this, or you just let it
again
all the time?
I let the material tell me what it wants to become. Right. So I trust the materials. So my mind may wander, and that's okay, but I'm still working, right? You know, I'm not saying, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that because my mama won't like it. Or, or I can't do that because my governor won't like it, right? Right?
Yes.
Or my whoever. I just hear it and then trust the material and make, yes, Kimberly, and make whatever happens.
Yeah.
And not control it.
There's a big ring here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got a little, I made it into like a little sculpture.
Yes.
It's like a little sculpture going on here.
You know, and if you want, you can make that bigger. You can keep crocheting on it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So every day, if you want some time to, to relax and have a few, help your mind calm down, take some fabric, cut it up, and then crochet. Let your mind let go. Then go to work or come back or go to whatever, and then come back and crochet some more. Wow. It's a meditative experience. It's not meditation, but it's meditative. It means it helps your mind to slow down. You're not being judged. You're not being told what to do, right? You're not following a pattern. No expectations. You can break the rules. Where can you go and break the rules and not be told what to do and not be judged? Crochet Jam is one of them.
Oh, okay. I was gonna try to think of one.
Well, you may have one. That's fine
Wow.
too. That's fine too.